Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Get ready, because today we're embarking on the ultimate 15-minute dive into the unexpected. We're going to explore some of the most mind-bending facts, surprising stories, and hidden wonders from around the world and throughout history. You think you know how things work? Well, prepare to have your reality tilted just a little. Let's start with something you see every day: the sky. Why is it blue? Most people say it's because of the reflection of the ocean, but that's a myth. The real reason is a phenomenon called Rayleigh scattering. When sunlight, which is made up of all the colors of the rainbow, enters Earth's atmosphere, it collides with tiny gas molecules. Blue light has a shorter wavelength, so it gets scattered more easily and in all directions by these molecules. That's why when you look up, you see a beautiful blue canvas above you. The other colors, like red and orange, have longer wavelengths and pass through more directly. This is also why sunrises and sunsets are so vibrant with reds and oranges. The sunlight is traveling through more of the atmosphere, scattering away most of the blue light and leaving those warmer colors for us to enjoy. Pretty cool, right? Now, let's travel back in time. Have you ever heard of the Great Emu War? It sounds like something out of a cartoon, but it actually happened in Australia in 1932. After World War I, about 20,000 emus were migrating and causing chaos on farms in Western Australia, destroying crops and causing a major headache for local farmers. So the military was called in. Yes, the actual military, armed with machine guns, to declare war on a flock of giant birds. You'd think it would be an easy win for the humans, right? Wrong. The emus proved to be surprisingly difficult targets. They were fast, they split into small groups, and they were incredibly resilient. The soldiers fired thousands of rounds but only managed to take down a small number of them. The media had a field day, and it was a huge embarrassment for the military. In the end, the emus won. The troops withdrew, and the government resorted to offering bounties instead. It's a hilarious and humbling reminder that nature sometimes has a way of outsmarting even our best-laid plans. Speaking of outsmarting, let's talk about an animal that's a true master of disguise: the octopus. These creatures are not just intelligent, they're basically aliens living among us. They have 3 hearts, blue blood, and can solve complex puzzles. But their most incredible ability is their camouflage. An octopus can change the color and texture of its skin in less than a second to perfectly match its surroundings, whether it's a rocky reef, a sandy bottom, or even a patch of algae. They do this using thousands of specialized cells called chromatophores, which are like tiny pigment-filled balloons that they can expand or contract at will. They can create moving patterns on their skin to mesmerize prey or predators. It's a level of biological technology that we humans can only dream of replicating. They are the ultimate spies of the deep sea, disappearing into thin air right before your eyes. Let's shift from the deep sea to deep space. We often think of space as silent, but that's not entirely true. While sound as we know it can't travel in a vacuum, celestial objects do create sounds. NASA has captured the electromagnetic vibrations from planets and stars and converted them into sound waves that we can hear. The results are hauntingly beautiful and sometimes downright creepy. The sound of Jupiter is a symphony of whistles and chirps from its powerful magnetic field, while the sound of a black hole is a deep, low hum at a frequency far below human hearing until it's pitched up. It's a way of experiencing the cosmos not just with our eyes, but with our ears, reminding us that the universe is a dynamic, vibrant place, filled with energy and activity we can't even begin to fully comprehend. It's like listening to the secret music of the stars. Now, back to Earth for a human invention that you probably use every day without a second thought. Bubble wrap. Was it invented for popping and stress relief? Not at all. In 1957, engineers Alfred Fielding and Mark Chapman were actually trying to create a textured plastic wallpaper. They sealed 2 shower curtains together, trapping air bubbles inside. The wallpaper idea was a complete flop. Nobody wanted bumpy walls. So they tried to pivot, marketing it as greenhouse insulation. That didn't work either. It wasn't until IBM became their first major client, using it to protect their new 1401 computer during shipping, that bubble wrap found its true calling. So, the next time you joyfully pop those little air pockets, remember you're enjoying a failed wallpaper experiment that accidentally became one of the most essential packaging materials in the world. Let's talk about a bizarre historical coincidence that sounds like it's straight out of a movie script. In Monza, Italy, in the year 1900, a man named King Umberto I went to a small restaurant for dinner. To his amazement, the restaurant owner looked exactly like him. As they talked, the coincidences piled up. They were both named Umberto. They were both born on the same day, March 14, 1844, in the same town. They both married a woman named Margarita. The restaurant owner opened his restaurant on the same day King Umberto was crowned. It was an uncanny connection. The king was delighted and invited his double to an athletic event the next day. But the next day, the king was informed that his doppelganger had been shot and killed in a mysterious accident. As the king was expressing his regret, an anarchist in the crowd stepped forward and assassinated him. Two identical men, living parallel lives, meeting their end on the same day. It's one of history's most chilling and unexplainable synchronicities. Let's sweeten things up a bit. Have you ever wondered about honey? This golden liquid is a true miracle of nature. Not only is it delicious, but it's also one of the few foods that never spoils. Archaeologists have found pots of honey in ancient Egyptian tombs that are thousands of years old and still perfectly edible. How is this possible? Honey has a very low water content and is highly acidic, which creates a terrible environment for bacteria and other microorganisms to grow. Plus, when bees produce honey, they add an enzyme called glucose oxidase. When this enzyme mixes with the nectar, it creates hydrogen peroxide, which is a natural antimicrobial agent. So honey essentially preserves itself. It's a natural, self-sterilizing superfood created by some of the world's most industrious insects. From nature's wonders to human creativity, let's look at the story behind the famous scream in movies. You've probably heard it 100 times, that classic short, high-pitched scream a character lets out when falling from a cliff or being startled. It's called the Wilhelm scream, and it's one of the most famous sound effects in Hollywood history. It was first recorded for the 1951 film Distant Drums, for a scene where a man is bitten by an alligator. The sound was then archived in the Warner Brothers Sound Library. It was rediscovered in the 1970s by Star Wars sound designer Ben Burtt, who started incorporating it into his films as a sort of inside joke. He named it the Wilhelm scream, after a character who gets shot with an arrow in the 1953 movie, The Charge at Feather River. Since then, it has appeared in over 400 movies and TV shows, from Indiana Jones to Toy Story to Game of Thrones. Once you know what to listen for, you'll start hearing it everywhere. It's a fun little Easter egg connecting decades of cinema history. Now for a paradox that will make your brain hurt just a little. It's called the Ship of Theseus. Imagine the famous ship that the hero Theseus used. Over the years, as it sits in the harbor, its wooden planks begin to rot. One by one, they are replaced with new, identical planks. Eventually, every single original piece of the ship has been replaced. The question is this still the Ship of Theseus? Most people would say yes, it has the same design and function. But now, what if you took all the old, rotten planks that were removed and reassembled them? You would now have two ships. Which one is the real Ship of Theseus? The one with all the new parts, or the one with all the original parts? This thought experiment has been debated by philosophers centuries and forces us to question what identity really is. Is it the physical material, the form, the history, or something else entirely? There's no right answer, and it's a fascinating puzzle about change and persistence. Let's dive into the world of plants. We think of them as passive, but some are surprisingly active. Take the Venus flytrap. This carnivorous plant, native to the bogs of North and South Carolina, has evolved an ingenious trap to supplement its diet in nutrient-poor soil. Its jaws are actually modified leaves lined with tiny trigger hairs. For the trap to snap shut, an insect must touch two different hairs in quick succession, or the same hair twice within about 20 seconds. This clever mechanism prevents the plant from wasting energy on false alarms like raindrops or falling debris. Once it snaps shut, it forms an airtight seal and secretes digestive enzymes, turning its prey into a nutritious soup. It's a brutal, yet brilliant survival strategy that turns the tables on the animal kingdom. Let's go from a tiny trap to a massive mystery. Deep in the Nazca Desert of Peru lie the Nazca Line's enormous geoglyphs etched into the ground between 500 BC and 500 AD. There are hundreds of these designs, ranging from simple lines and geometric shapes to complex figures of animals like hummingbirds, spiders, and monkeys. Some of these figures are hundreds of feet long, so large that they can only be fully appreciated from the air. This has led to all sorts of wild theories about how and why they were made. Who were they for? The most accepted theory is that they were created for ritual or ceremonial purposes, perhaps related to astronomy or appeals to the gods for water. The dry, windless climate has preserved them almost perfectly for centuries, leaving us with a beautiful and enduring enigma from an ancient civilization. Let's end on a surprising note about our own bodies. You've probably heard you should drink 8 glasses of water a day. But did you know that it's possible to drink too much water? The condition is called water intoxication, or hyponatremia. It happens when you drink an excessive amount of water in a very short period, which dilutes the sodium levels in your blood. Sodium is a critical electrolyte that helps balance fluids in and around your cells. When it gets too diluted, water rushes into the cells, causing them to swell, which can be particularly dangerous for brain cells. While it's very rare for the average person, it can be a risk for endurance athletes or in certain extreme situations. It's a reminder that even for something as healthy as water, balance is key. And that brings us to the end of our 15-minute journey into the unexpected. From warrior emus and self-preserving honey to failed wallpaper and screaming Easter eggs, the world is so much weirder and more wonderful than we often realize. There are incredible stories hidden in plain sight, just waiting to be discovered. I hope you enjoyed this dive into the fascinating and the bizarre. If you learned something new or just had your mind blown a little bit, please give this video a thumbs up. It really helps the channel. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next adventure into the unknown. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.